Been tens of thousands without power following powerful winds. What to know during this weather impact alert. Plus, from the ongoing shutdown to the possible deployment of troops, what some community leaders have to say about the current state of the federal government.
We need food stamps. We need Head Start. We need that access to capital.
And another step towards recovery 5 years after the devastating Labor Day wildfires.
We wouldn't have settled, though, if it wasn't a fair settlement.
Thanks so much for joining us here at 11. I'm John Adams. Our top story tonight is weather, with the ongoing system bringing rain and heavy wind to the metro and the valley, leaving tens of thousands without power at one point today. We're going to get to that in a minute, but first, here's a live look at conditions right now over the Rose City. Our weather impact alert is going to continue for the rest of the evening with more chances of wind and rain. I'll check in now with meteorologist Joe Ranieri with more of those details. Joe?
John, just taking a look at that live shot there, it's probably the calmest it has been over the last couple of hours or so. But with that said, we could still see more heavy downpours and the potential for thunderstorms at times tonight and really into tomorrow as well. But as we look at the radar right now, the west side of the state's been dealing with heavy downpours. You can kind of see some of those yellows and some orange cells there moving in just south of Longview. Those could be producing some lightning strikes, so be aware of that. So the weather impact alert throughout the west side of the state, the coast and the valley specifically, is going to expire here in just a little bit. But I'm going to leave it up, the weather impact alert for the Oregon Cascades, because heavy snow is in the forecast, anywhere from 4 to 8 inches of snow overnight and showers tomorrow, but it's not going to be as blustery. Now, if you're traveling over the mountain passes, give yourself a little bit of some extra time. And if you're not used to driving through mountain snow or winter conditions, hold off a little bit. So the weather impact is going to be through really the next hour or so. Very windy. We could still be looking at gusts right around 30 to 40 miles an hour. Rainfall amounts, well over a half of an inch in a few locations over in Scappoose and Vancouver. Portland, you're looking at 4/10 of an inch of rain since midnight and close to an inch of rain along the southwest Washington coast. And the breezy conditions will be throughout the parts of the Columbia River Gorge. But I want to talk about the overnight hours. Tomorrow morning, we're going to be looking at some of those heavier showers moving through, again, picking up some yellows and some oranges. So the first part of the day is going to be a steady stream of rain. Then we transition to more scattered showers, but still, I can't rule out the chance to see some thunderstorms rolling through at times late tomorrow morning and into the afternoon. I'll talk more about some of the watches and warnings that are in effect coming up in my full forecast.
All right, Joe, thank you. Well, and back to those outages, with Pacific Power saying tonight they have more than 200 crew members out working right now. As of last check, there were more than 10,000 PGE and Pacific Power customers that were still without power. That's across the metro, plus Marion County and areas south of Salem. At its peak around 2:45 this afternoon, nearly 40,000 customers had lost power. Corbett Fire District 14 also reported down power lines in their area. Just before 7, crews shut down Southeast Gordon Creek Road from Trout Creek Road to the county line so they could restore power. And check out this video and these pictures shared on social media by the Longview Fire Department. They say they've responded to multiple incidents over downed trees and power lines across town. In one instance, a large tree fell on a home. Thankfully, no one was hurt. We have an update tonight in the investigation into a woman who was allegedly murdered by her boyfriend. The Clackamas County Sheriff's Office says they've located a vehicle of interest, as well as the 17-year-old son of the suspect, William Blake. They have also interviewed that son. This all comes after detectives arrested the 56-year-old Blake for the murder of 38-year-old Jennifer Ruth Stewart. They also arrested Blake's 15-year-old son for allegedly helping his father in moving Stewart's remains. Her body was found about 2 weeks after the alleged murder off a service road in Mount Hood National Forest. And an update to a shooting earlier this evening in southeast Portland. Police say a man has died in the hospital after he was shot in the area of Southeast 142nd and Division. The suspect or suspects left before they arrived. Southeast Division is closed between 141st and 145th Avenue while police investigate in that area. Black leaders from the local level all the way up to the federal level gathered in Portland earlier today to push back against the Trump administration's policies. Jake Holter was at that town hall and brings us the details.
The town hall covered everything from the ICE presence and the National Guard deployment to cuts to programs like SNAP, threatened by the government shutdown.
I heard the other day that Portland was burning. I want you to know that the message back to Washington, D.C. is that Portland is burning. We're burning with love. We're burning with compassion. We're burning with brotherhood. We're burning with sisterhood.
Black community leaders, troubled by recent events both here in Portland and nationally, invited folks to a town hall to hear from the community directly.
People all the time who are losing hope, who are feeling despair, who are already defeated in the onslaught which has just begun. So I'd like to hear from you ideas on how you and we can inspire one another to participate, to vote, to have a vision.
If your church is not sending kids to an apprentice program or sending them to college or helping them get through elementary school and telling them like word is bond that you can do it, if you're not doing that, you're not investing in hope.
Congresswoman Janelle Bynum, sworn in this year, is Oregon's first elected Black member of Congress.
We shouldn't normalize the chaos, is the first thing that I would share with everyone. It is really important for us to stay grounded in the things that matter. It is important for us to all have housing. It is important for our kids to have opportunity, that they can look forward to being able to stay here, learn here, grow up here in Oregon. And we need to make sure that every American has access to health care. These are the things that are essential to living a full and prosperous life, and we can't let the president's actions deter us from staying focused on what's important.
And with the government still shut down, hundreds of thousands of Oregonians are at risk of losing their SNAP benefits.
We have the highest disparities on every level of education, health care, being able to have access to capital for jobs and businesses. And so we're going to get hit the worst.
Portland City Councilor Loretta Smith also with a message to the looming National Guard deployment.
We don't need them. We didn't ask for them. We are a peaceful protesting community.
A small number of protesters again gathering in South Waterfront Saturday afternoon.
We must resist injustice.
Dr. Leroy Haynes Jr. saying the protests are reminiscent of when he fought for civil rights back in the 1960s.
But the beauty of the similarity is that they are willing to resist the rise of authoritarianism.
Jake Holter, KGW News.
Well, that town hall happened as we continue to monitor the ICE facility in South Portland and the nightly protests that have taken place there outside the building. We saw a smaller crowd earlier today, and last night Portland police say they did not make any new arrests. Officers did not see any property crimes or suspicious activity. This as we stand by for a ruling over the possible deployment of National Guard troops to Portland that could come as early as Monday. Nearly 100 Oregon wineries that lost grapes and sales after the 2020 wildfires are about to recoup some of their losses. Attorneys for 93 wineries and vineyards say the energy giant PacifiCorp has agreed to a $125 million settlement. The group sued PacifiCorp after they say smoke from the 2020 Labor Day fires tainted their grapes and damaged any subsequent wine. They blame PacifiCorp for not cutting power in time to prevent fires and smoke damage, costing winemakers millions.
This is probably not the last fire we're going to see. Unfortunately, it's probably not the last fire to be caused by utility. Next time this happens, they can be very proactive at the beginning and get together to redress it.
The power provider released a statement saying PacifiCorp is glad to have this matter resolved and that the company remains willing to settle all outstanding reasonable claims related to the Echo Mountain 242 and South Obenchain fires. But the company will continue to defend claims relating to the Beachy Creek and Santiam Canyon fires.